Hi, I'm Elaine. Welcome to Simply Draw. And today I thought you and I could draw this blue jay, this one right here. So while I'm rambling, go get your scrap piece of paper and your pen and get yourself organized, and then we'll begin. So when I was looking at different pictures of blue jays, I got this off Shutterstock. You know, this is kind of a complicated pose, but it's interesting. And the thing is that, you know, I'm not great at drawing, so anything is going to be a challenge. Any pose is going to be hard. So whether it's this pose or something else, it's still going to be difficult for me to draw. And the point is we just want to practice drawing. Simply draw. So this is actually, in my opinion, no more difficult than anything else. It's true the markings on the back are a little bit complicated, but you know, let's just give it a go, because the whole thing is to just simply draw, and as the years go by, our skills are bound to improve. So I'm okay. I'm sure you've got your pen and your paper by now, and you're settled in. So I'll shut up and let's just start together. Now, oh, but I guess I have to talk through the video. I won't shut up entirely. Now, you know, I always like to start right above the bill. So what we're going to try to capture is this curve of the head. And what's tricky is that he's actually facing us a little bit. It's not a complete police profile. So let's just see how it goes. I'm going to start here. Just try to give him a bit of a forehead. And the feathers at the back of the head. Going around to the back of his head. And what I want to do now is go back up to his chin and see how these feathers are almost directly underneath the top, the ones at the top of the bill. So we're going to put those in like that. And what I have been trying to do is use different markings in the reference photo to keep myself properly oriented. And that helps with the proportion. So what I mean here is, see how this curve with his neck goes into his back? This curve is higher than the throat. So where I am here, if I want to put that curve into his back, this curve is higher than the throat one. So I want to come down here maybe a little bit more like this before I start going out with his chest, so that this line for his back and the shoulder stuff kind of comes around a bit like this. So when we use different markings in the reference photo to keep ourselves oriented, what happens is we end up getting a sketch that has better proportions than if we don't use our references. So see how his chest is kind of long and flat, and then there's a little bit for his tummy, and then his foot. Now let's figure out how deep we go with this curve, because if we go straight up here, it's almost at his face. If I make sure that and then the feathers, the wing feathers start coming down like this. Okay, that's totally, this is enough. Let's go back and see if we can put in the markings for his face. I'm trying to do this without hitting the camera, or the table for that matter. So there's a small bend downward for the bill. And then in. So see in the picture, this and this, I don't know if I've got it right or not. What are the chances? Oh God. I'm not exactly winging it, you guys. I certainly have to practice these sketches a number of times before I even consider doing a video, let alone a greeting card. Okay. Well, none of this looks very right, but we'll just put that in. The good thing is nothing has to be published if I don't like it. Okay, that's enough dicking around with the bill. Let's go back up and do some markings on his face. This will keep us oriented. Now, like I said before, when there's a whole bunch of different markings like this, there's the white patch, there's the black patch, the eye, the line, the black around the cheek, outlining the cheek and down, I get really easily confused. So what we'll do, and to keep myself oriented, I usually put my finger on the picture. So I want to do this white part over his bill. This kind of gives the illusion that his face is turning toward us a little bit. Got some black on his forehead, or on his face. And then this. And all this is black. Okay, that's good enough for now. Let's figure out the eye. So, see how the eye is above the bill, and it's kind of halfway between the face and the back of the head with this angle. So we want to make sure we put the eye above the bill, above our bill, and about halfway between the front and the back. And also pay attention that it's not a perfect circle. And we'll leave the white where the light is reflecting off the curve of the eyeball. I can do a little better job with the black markings on his face. And we've got the line of black. And then this, we're going to do the black portion on the back of his head. And how this marking on his cheek comes down A little bit thicker. Jeepers, not so simple to draw, that's for darn sure. Okay. Okay, this looks crappy, but don't panic. Yours probably looks better than mine. I just want to fix this up, because the markings are pretty important. I have this. It's a distinct. Most everybody knows how a blue jay is colored. So we just want to make sure that we don't completely embarrass ourselves. This kind of goes up and around. It's all blue. Oh, my pen is kind of spotting. Would be the least of my concerns. Okay, so you see how this curve in the forehead doesn't seem to be high enough? So let's bump that up a little bit. This is all blue anyway. I can't tell if my hand is jiggling the table. I'll just change the angle a little bit at the back of the head. But it does sort of give the impression that he is turned toward us, and that's what we want. Okay, well, I don't know. It's not horrible. And trust me, that's what we're going for. Not horrible. Okay. Now, let's figure out the bottom. So, I think he needs to be a little bit longer. Just my opinion. Let's bring this down like this. We have the wing feathers and coming down its back. All this stuff is so tricky. And because a blue jay has so many distinctive black stripes, you can't really get away with leaving all these feather markings out, you know? How's yours coming along? Oh, okay, wait a second. Let's pay attention here. See these wing feathers here, and at basically the same level as the ones on the other side. So this is too long. A little bit too long. Okay. I don't know. We'll worry about all the black stripes later. Now, how does this relate to his tummy? This comes down, curve for the tummy here, and these are the underneath bum feathers. If we put that in, that goes to the same level in the reference photo. We see this at basically the bottom of the wing feathers. So let's stop that right there. And just put in the tail feathers. Now, if we were really being fancy, we would use our pencil to measure how long the tail feathers should be. But since I'm probably driving you nuts with this shaking table anyway, we're just gonna fake it. Oh, look, I'm buggered up. Because this wing is basically on the outside of the tail. So I'm too far in my sketch. I don't have the angle of the tail properly. Dear me. So let's put these feathers in here like this. And this we could just like move over or not. Don't worry about putting them all in. But this isn't actually something that we want to screw up, because if anyone finds a blue jay feather, it's likely a tail feather. So they know what it's supposed to look like. We better put that in our drawing. Okay, well let's just put in some bands. Don't know what this is doing to the camera. Oh my god, please tell me I'm not drawing outside your visual. That would really mean that this wasn't going to get uploaded. Too many things to be looking at. Reference photo, camera. Okay. This one's white. Can't you tell? Okay. Oh, let's give him a leg. But should we just go up here and do some wing bands real quick? There's so many different markings. But a blue jay is not going to be easy no matter what you choose. And as I said before, it's all about practice, so you might as well just jump right in. Okay. Let's give him a leg up. So with his bum feathers here and his tummy, there's not too much. It comes out. Man, oh man. Okay, you can see where I've really screwed up. Because all this and these feathers here should be further over. See, there's a bigger gap. This wing actually has more feathers on the side like that. God, I don't know, you guys. Does he look too stubby? I hope yours looks better than this. Color in that blue. His head's too big, eh? As usual. And this white patch, the bill I think should be a bit smaller. Oh, this is getting a little wonky. And then this is, they're actually quite gray on the chest. Give his back a bit more of a curve. Well, that toe's too thick. The leg's too thick. That's kind of too bad. Because parts of this were not too awful. Okay. Well, simply a waste of time drawing a Belushi. Okay. Quit now. Doing more bands on the feathers on the tail. And that is good enough. Gosh, you guys, I hope yours looks better than mine. But anyway, it won't look this crappy next year when we keep at it. Thank you for keeping me company on Simply Draw. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.